Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Breaking Point podcast. Today we are here with Grace Besemer. Why did I say Grace? Grace Besemer. And Grace is... you're Forex trading. Let's go straight into the first question. What is your online business? What do you do?
Okay, so basically I make a full-time income online through trading, investing and network marketing. So my online business is to do with the marketing side. So I'm basically part of a financial educational platform. And what it teaches people about all of the major financial markets. So it's just simply education. And you join the platform, you educate yourself, then you go and make your own decisions about what you want to trade and invest in. So it gives you an A to Z guide about Forex, crypto and stocks. So the three major financial markets. And you can basically become an independent trader, learn how to analyze the charts, or you can leverage experts. So you can just follow along with the experts, see what they're doing, and then you can, put your money into what they're doing if you want to. And then, you just kind of go from there and you make your own profits as always in your own account. It's not like one of those things where you transfer someone money and they trade for you. It's not like that. You just basically join the platform, educate yourself, then you make your own profits. And then the other side of the business is the marketing. So it's optional. Only about 12% of people who join the platform do the marketing side. But when you join the platform, you automatically get your own affiliate link. And then when someone uses that link, you can earn a commission through that. So it's like sales or being an influencer. People always promoting makeup as skincare or, they promote loads of things. Same with what I do, but I just promote the financial educational platform, which in my opinion, I think is quite unique and is quite valuable as well. At school, you're not taught about financial education, you're not taught how to make money for yourself. I didn't really learn a lot about money at all at school. I probably learned very useless things in my opinion at school. So I find it very fulfilling to be able to share an opportunity with other people where they can learn how to make more money for themselves without having to get 2-3 jobs just to get by. That's pretty much the business model, if that makes sense.
Does make sense. How did you get into that?
Honestly, it was very random. I'm honestly just a very normal person. I'm on a gap year right now. I'm meant to go to university. I was meant to go to university this September. I decided to take a gap year. So when I came out of college, I went straight into full-time work and I was just working at a cafe. I was just working in hospitality. I was doing like 9-hour shifts every day. So I was very drained personally. I wasn't really enjoying that industry. And then my personal mentor, so she was already in the business for over a year when I joined, she came across my Instagram so randomly, just through like mutuals or friends of friends. I think she went through someone who I followers. So she just came across my Instagram and reached out to me and was like, hello, would you be interested in what I do? And I was like, sure, I have absolutely no clue what you do, but, it sounds good. I looked for her Instagram. She was traveling all the time. She didn't have a job. She was making a full-time income. So I thought, well, if she can do it, why can't I do it? And I'd never heard of trading and investing before. I'd never done marketing. I was that person who never posted on social media. I was never into that. And then I just jumped on a Zoom call with her. She explained the whole business model to me. And I just jumped at the opportunity. I just thought I literally have nothing to lose. I'm only ever going to be this young. I'm only going to have this less responsibility. So now is the time to take risks and, take it on a new opportunity. And I wanted to travel. I'm a very, very passionate about traveling. So that's kind of the main thing that I really want to do in my life. So I just thought if this business can give me an opportunity to travel, then, why not do it? And I thought, if not, I'll just go back to living the life that I'm already living. And I wasn't really enjoying my life anyway. So, it can't get any worse. So, yeah.
No, I appreciate that. What I'm interested in what course you were going to do or planning on doing / might still do.
At uni?
Yeah, at uni, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I was going to go to Winchester Uni and study sports science. So I'm very into sports. I love fitness. I've studied sports like my whole life. I loved PE, GCSE PE, and then I studied sport at college. And then I was going to study sports science, and I really wanted to have my own sports science like business. So I wanted to open up like a clinic and like study athletes and try and study how they can improve their performance and, you know, kind of maybe work my way up to Olympic athletes. Yes, that's what I was going to do, but I was never fully set on uni. Like I never fully wanted to go. I think that's why I took a gap year, because I wasn't 100% sure if it's something that I really wanted to do. And it was a lot of money. Like I think uni is crazy. Now that I've come into this business, I'm like, wow, you get into a lot of debt for not even a guaranteed job. I know a lot of people, they come out of uni and they just go and work in hospitality, you know, and they struggle to get a job that they actually want. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it isn't just the money, it's the quality of education nowadays you can get, that you receive from a university degree, is just, you could receive equal, if not superior, knowledge just through watching YouTube videos and doing things from this sort of, what people think is slightly unorthodox, but it isn't really unorthodox. It's just hasn't quite hit the mainstream with certain generations, but it's becoming more and more the norm. So given the fact that you wanted to do sports science, you're clearly quite an analytical person, would you say?
Yeah, maybe. I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I guess I do like to be in control of things. I like to, you know, kind of have everything in order. I like to have a routine. I thrive off routines. I mean, and that's normal for most humans, but yeah, I would say so.
Industrious and orderly, because when you were sort of talking about all the different avenues you can take, you clearly know your stuff. So how long have you been doing this to achieve the sort of success that you've got now? Just sort of give it like a time frame, and then we talk about a bit more about what you're up to.
Yeah, so I joined the business. Yeah, so I joined the business last July. So my mentor, she DM'd me last July, and I had just finished college then. And so I joined straight away on the Zoom call that I had with her, so in very late July. And then I actually went on holiday, and I think that it is so important to learn about the business straight away. Otherwise, you're not gonna, I guess, have the motivation, or you're not gonna have the discipline. So I not unfortunately, but well, I guess, but I went on holiday the day after I joined, so I didn't know even what I got myself into. So there's basically an onboarding process, and you have to watch these videos within 48 hours of when you join, and I didn't do that because obviously I went on holiday. And so when I came back off holiday, I had no clue what I was doing, and I just didn't do anything with the business for about 3 months. And I massively regret it, because I know I could have had a lot more progress if I started straight away. Yeah. But I just kind of, you know, how things worked out. So I didn't do anything with the business. I didn't look at any videos. I didn't educate myself. I didn't talk to my mentor. Like, I did absolutely nothing with the business. I was just working in my hospitality job, literally doing nothing. And then in about October, so about 3 months went by, and then in October, so my business is like a monthly subscription. So I was paying this monthly subscription for no reason. And I was actually going to cancel it, and I kept forgetting to cancel it. And I literally had it in my calendar to cancel my subscription to the business. And then I just never cancelled it. So I messaged her and I was like, okay, what is this? What do I have to do? Tell me, you know, I'm going to pay another month, so I may as well see what I can do with it. And then I just kind of went all in from there. It just took that one decision to be like, okay, let's just make this decision. Let's just go all in and see what I can achieve. And then from there, in about October, so about 10 months, I think that is. About 10 months. 5 months after October, I actually quit my job. I went full-time with the business. And then I started making a full-time income. And then, now I just kind of do my business, and I'm still growing it. You know, I'm still very at the beginning of my journey, but I think I've had quite quick success from, you know, just 10 months of doing it. So that's kind of a little bit about my journey.
And that's good. That's really interesting. You said that you were doing hospitality, and obviously lots and lots of young people do hospitality. What did you learn about sort of who you are as a person by your reaction to being in hospitality, and the sort of the sense of dissatisfaction? How long did it take you to reach that point? And what does it say about you, I guess?
Yeah, so I've been working in hospitality since I was like 16. So I straight away, as soon as I could legally get a job, I got a job straight away. And I worked, do you know Pret, like Pret a Manger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked there for 2 years, and it was okay in the beginning. I got weekly paychecks, and that was, weekly. So it was really good for me. I loved getting paid weekly, and I very quickly paid for everything myself. Like I didn't, like obviously like my parents, they support me and everything, but they wanted me to, now that I was making my own money, I paid for a lot of things for myself. And so kind of straight away having that independence, knowing that, I can support myself and I can make that money from, putting in the work. That just kind of opened my eyes quite quickly. And then it was okay in the beginning, and then management changed and it just went awful. Like I started hating it. I started dreading going to work, and I was just in autopilot. Like I was just emotionless. Like it sounds really dramatic, but I was very emotionless and I was just so numb. Like I would just go to work. I wouldn't even remember driving to work, and I would just go. And sometimes I'd have to be there at like 6 a.m. So I'd have to wake up at like 5 a.m. And I was like 16, 17,
Wow.
and I still had to work college as well. So I would work, I only went to college 3 days a week, and then I'd work 4 days a week. So I never had a day off. I was either at college or I was working. And so, yeah, when management changed, it went absolutely awful. Like the Pret that I worked at got like taken over. So it like became a franchise. They cut loads of budgets. And I just hit a brick wall. I just got so sick of it. And I was like, no, there's just like, I hit a very dark place in my life. And I was just like, there is no way that this can be my life until I'm 65. Like whether it's working in hospitality or just working a 9 to 5 or just working a normal job, I just could not do it. I could not bear it. And I just, kind of woke up one day and I was like, no, I just can't do this anymore. And that's just kind of where I got to. And I knew that I had a good work ethic. So if I could put my work ethic to something else, that was going to allow me to make more money for myself, and I can work towards something instead of making someone else rich, then why would I not do that? And I started asking myself, like, why is there rich? Why is there poor? Like, why is there rich people? What are they doing? They're obviously not doing what I'm doing because, I'm not rich. So I figured out that rich people, they don't trade their time. They leverage other people's time, whether that's having a business and having employees, or, leveraging knowledge and leveraging experts, leveraging mentors. They just always have some sort of leverage. So that's kind of what I realized to myself. And I don't know if you've read this book, but Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you read that book, or have you heard of it?
I've read some of it, and but I haven't finished it.
Yeah, I would really recommend reading that book. It really opened my eyes, and that's just kind of where I had just hit a brick wall, and I just knew that I had above average dreams, I had above average lifestyle. I always felt very different to other people. Especially like my age, everyone just wants to go out. They just want to party, and they just want to, they just didn't really have the same goals as me. And I never really came across anyone who, actually wanted to take their life seriously. And so I just always felt very different. I didn't really have a proper friendship group. I just felt quite lonely, to be honest. But I knew that if I wanted different results, I had to do something different. I couldn't do what everyone else was doing because otherwise I was going to get their results. So I just kind of felt okay with being alone. But I knew that's what I had to do to kind of achieve different results. And, now I am working towards those different results. And most people my age, they still go out, they just have a normal job, and they don't actually work towards their goals, and they just kind of give in to society, and, they just don't think that it's realistic to achieve your goals. I think we're very, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but you're just very, not brainwashed, like, I don't know what that word is.
Indoctrinated.
Something like that. Very brainwashed, I guess, to society, and to think that you can't achieve your goals. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to be a millionaire. It's unrealistic to not have a job. It's unrealistic to travel all the time, but it's not. You just have to get different information. And I always say information changes your situation. The only difference between poor people and rich people is just a difference in information and a difference in, different ways to make money. A lot of people think that what I do is a scam, but that's just because they're uneducated. They don't understand that this is what you do to get rich, and just because what I do is different doesn't mean that it's a scam,
What do you mean people think it's a scam? As in, because you sell things that don't always come off completely to the extent that it's come off for you, so you can't guarantee the level of success that you've achieved. Is that what people think? Yeah,
like people just see my results and they think that it's not achievable. They think that there's absolutely no way that I could have achieved that. They think that it's my dad's money, or I just have rich parents, or I'm just, like those types of things. And it's just crazy to me. Like, it always makes me laugh when I get hate comments, because it just makes me realize how, I'm going to use the word again, but like brainwashed people are to society and the government, and just kind of those standards. And like just people think that what I do is just not realistic, and I'm just like I'm in a pyramid scheme and those types of things. And people just don't take the time to educate themselves. They just jump to conclusions straight away because what I do is out of the ordinary.
Well, it's deciphering separating the wheat from the chaff is exceptionally difficult, and also we exist in a culture of sort of resentment and jealousy, and it's exceptionally toxic, and it probably originates from a point of justice. This is the thing that is exceptionally complicated about sort of the left side of politics as opposed to the right side of politics, is people on the left often consider themselves very compassionate, and they are often very compassionate. It's a hallmark of being politically liberal, but compassion has a dark side, and if you imagine the tree of compassion, or that sort of spectrum, up at the top is exceptional consideration and kindness, and then down the bottom where the roots grow is resentment and jealousy, and that probably that sort of the bitter vitriolness, I don't know if that's the word, vitriolic nature is probably is probably like an alarm system against, because there are people that on the right, it's weird because people often associate sort of capitalistic entrepreneurial ideas with no, not entrepreneurial, different. Capitalistic, profit-driven ideas with being as a negative thing, a negative spiral. Your negative spiral, negative spectrum. Everything that you've just spoken about, you've illustrated how the pursuit of capital doesn't have to be a selfish act. And the whole point, when capitalism functions properly, the idea is that it elevates you, and it also elevate people around you. And I've seen all your photos and stuff on your Instagram. You're helping out other people, aren't you? Like, there are other people that are involved in what's going on. And I'm sure, as you said, you when you were 16, you were working 7 days a week, so you've clearly developed an intense work ethic. So you would have just threw yourself at it for a long period of time, which is something which is incredibly difficult. And I would say, the younger you are, the easier it is to learn things, and the easier it is to condition yourself to. And that also that obviously also has a negative, because when you're exceptionally young, you don't have control over what you're doing as such, and you don't have awareness to sort of say this is right, this is wrong. But I guess, in thinking about it, like 16, 17 is probably a good age to, like, if I'd started this podcast when I was, I couldn't have started this podcast when I was 16 because I didn't know anything. Couldn't have done it. Couldn't really even started it when I was 19, to be fair. Maybe. But when there's a couple of people that you see on the internet say, when you're young, push yourself, and I do agree, push yourself as hard as you can. You can work out your limit. You can work, and there's no point, because I speak to quite a few people who work flat out and then they like break down almost, and then they're like wiped out for a few months. There's no point pushing yourself that much, because that's actually fundamentally that's detrimental to yourself and to what you're trying to achieve. But there is merit in testing your limits and your capacity. And just one other thing I wanted to say before I let you talk was you were talking about how you're not really that keen on going out, and like, so I'm 24, so I don't know how old you are, but I imagine you're younger than me, but probably not that much younger than me. And like the whole Love Island sort of hedonistic culture is very, very much amplified in the modern era. I call it like the Love Island. We're the Love Island generation, and there are those that comply. It's Love Island roadmen on one end of the spectrum, and then you've got your blue-haired, hyper-artistic people like that. And I'm not knocking either side, but the point I'm trying to make is that these polarities, more and more people are going to one side or the other, and I'm sure there's a large percentage of people that feel like they're in the middle. I definitely don't feel like I fit into either of those categories.